Hey friends, want to know how to get started with nature journaling? Let's talk about that, and let me give you a few of my favorite resources for nature journaling. Hi there, welcome to Joyful Noise Learning. I like to look for the joy among the chaos, and that is what I talk about here on this channel. Anything Charlotte Mason inspired, biblically based curriculum, as well as affordable homeschooling curriculum and resources and budgeting and all the things, finding things that are affordable, right? So one of the things that I like to do in our homeschool is nature journaling. It is definitely something you can do year round. It's a bit easier to get outside and actually do things in nature during the spring, summer, and fall months. But I know that's coming soon. Spring is coming soon at the time of recording this video. So you're probably looking into how do you do nature journaling. I love that nature study and nature journaling is a big part of Charlotte Mason homeschooling. It's huge. Like everybody, you're a Charlotte Mason follower, you know about this. I know it fits really well with families who have kids or parents who are into art and who have a little bit of an artist gift there. But I also know that this is something you can train your kids in if they're not gifted or natural drawers or artists. Totally fine for any kind of kid. But I do know the kids that love nature and love drawing will get a kick out of this every time. Thankfully, my oldest child is just that, and she's taken to nature journaling really, really well. It isn't something that you learn overnight. It's not a skill that happens like poof, look at you, you're amazing at nature journaling. It really is something that takes time and takes effort and intentionality to cultivate. For sure. And I've noticed for us with nature journaling, it's not something we actually incorporate all the time throughout the year in our homeschooling. There's time where we go in seasons with it. We do it a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not like a daily thing or even every week kind of a thing. But my thought is, as long as it's done every once in a while, as long as it gets done and put into your weekly or daily routine somehow, I think that's good. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but let me give you a few tips on things you can use to get started with this. So our nature notebooks have looked different all throughout the years. This is one from 2018. I think we used it 2017 to 2018. And it's one of those things that you can start in, and it doesn't have to be done each year. You can just keep adding to it until it's full. So this was a nice butterfly watercolor my daughter did. Oh, she was about 8 years old when she did this one. We have a few pieces where she puts feathers in there. We put actual pieces in there so the first thing you need is a notebook, and you want blank paper, not lined paper. You can make it work with lined paper, but just a simple, affordable notebook with blank paper. I'll link to some of my favorites below, but you can definitely find those at Walmart or at the dollar store. Just go look. The most simplest way to do nature journaling is to get a notebook, go outside in nature, and then draw what you see. And that's it. That's it. Like it's really, really simple. You can make it as elaborate as you like. You can bring nature inside, just sit around the table and draw around the table. We like to do that sometimes, but that's really all there is to it. So a few things that I like that will help you with that is, the first thing is a bird guide. We got one given to us when we first started homeschooling, and it has been so neat. So even just looking at the birds in the bird guide and learning how to draw from looking at them here has been really, really helpful. Along with that, you'll want to get a bird feeder, because even just studying the birds will be totally fine. So we get a bird feeder. We put it near our window where we can see it in the mornings or at midday when we sit down for lunch, and we just observe and look at the birds that we see that come to our house, and we draw them. And then we can look them up and identify them in our bird guide, and then look at ways to draw them. Learning to draw these, sometimes you have a kid who can look at a thing and learn how to draw it from just that. But some of you may have kids that don't do that naturally, and that's okay. So with that, I recommend getting how to draw books. I'll link to a few in the description below that will help you get started with that. So you'll just want several categories. First one is birds, like I was just mentioning. Learn how to draw the birds. activity. The next one is flowers. Those can be a little bit harder. Those can be rather difficult. I struggle with drawing flowers, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. So learning to draw flowers. Another one is leaves. So not even the entire tree, because yeah, you want to learn how to draw a tree, but drawing leaves can be really helpful in nature study and nature journaling. And then the last one is insects. So butterflies, slugs, worms, beetles, anything. And because you're gonna find lots of spiders, you're gonna find lots of insects on your nature hikes and your nature your nature explorations. You're gonna find lots of insects to draw as well. So you can get some books on how to draw those. Our favorite is definitely butterflies. We've been working on those for a few years now, and my daughter can draw a really, really beautiful butterfly in her nature journal. As far as the nature journal itself, the size can be whatever you like. We have done a full 8.5 by 11 size. There's 9 by 12 size notebook, or you can get the smaller size. They're about the size of a field guide that you can pack in a backpack to take with you if you go on hikes away from your home. So that is a good size you can get as well. So there really is no right or wrong way to do this. You go outside, you see what you see, you draw it in your, you make a mark of what day it was, what season it was, and then if you like, you can write a few things about what you saw, what you observed, or what the kids saw, what they observed, and then you just do it a little bit each day, a little bit each week, and eventually you will build the habit of writing in your nature journals. Now I'm going to share some of my favorite resources and people that I follow that help me with nature journaling. The first one is Raising Little Shoots on Instagram. She has Exploring Nature with Children. It's a great resource for just nature study in general, but there's amazing things on her Instagram where she shares about nature journaling for sure. And then I also love Wonder-Filled Days. She has an amazing resource, which I've talked about on my channel before, but she has a calendar where there's activities and animals to look at and things all in nature. There's even moon phases, things to do that she has on this calendar. And then it'll help you, guide you throughout each month on what to do in your nature notebook or in your nature studies. I love, love, love this resource, which is basically prompts for a nature journal. So I love that, and we've definitely used that and we'll continue to use it. So nature journaling can be great to do in your homeschooling. Just once a week or even just a few times a month is always good to do, just to get the kids used to looking outside, looking at the changes of the season, looking for signs of the next season, looking for signs of animals, or looking at the birds. There's just so much to explore, even just in your own backyard or at a local park or a local place to hike. So I really hope you can be using nature journaling in your homeschooling. So if you have any more questions, please let me know down below. Be sure to subscribe for more updates on our Charlotte Mason homeschool journey, as well as affordable homeschooling tips and tricks. You rock at homeschooling. I hope you guys have a great day and go find your joy in the noise. I'll see you next time.